Welcome back to another zero budget dev diary. I'm Lysander, the lead development guy at HALFWISH. Founded this game in 21 and now we are here in closed beta. We've been testing the game, we've reached a really cool patch and it's time to show you some gameplay between two of our early testers. What kind of thought process goes behind a match and how it's going to be changing the card game world. Stay till the end of the video to find out how you can get early access and also aid in the development of cards, future characters, and whatnot. As always, tell your favorite streamers. Let's get to it. Hey, right into the game. All HALFWISH games start with a class selection. This video, of course, assumes that you have already seen the tutorial video. If not, go check that out first. Otherwise, I guess try and figure it out. You pick a class, you see your opponent's class, and then you start drafting your powers. Powers are unique abilities that you can play throughout the game that are meant to give you a big advantage on some turns, give you kind of like an overall buff up over a few turns, or straight up counterplay your opponent, deal damage, heal. There's a bunch of utility. They're also hidden from your opponent, so it's up to you to configure the best trifecta to deal with your opponent's class. And of course, each class has their own class bonus. We'll be leaving that up on the board as well. But the Knight class allows you to basic strike and block for one more. So your average stat line is increased, whereas the Vanguard class allows you to draw a high value action from your starting deck right away on the first turn, because you start with 10, you have 10 cards in your deck, but you only draw the first 4 at the start and you draw out your deck as the round progresses. So Vanguard's more stability, they have all types of attacks, whereas Knights, they don't have range attacks, but they have more defensive capabilities compared to the Vanguard. So we're gonna open the game here with Milo versus Stitch. Stitch going first, offering a parlay, which is a truce, and Milo can decide to accept it or decline. If he does accept it, of course, we will be skipping this fight and moving on to the next turn. He's got a DV of 8, which is pretty solid. He could opt to keep this for the next turn or go for a roll. And he is going to chance it, and he hits. Okay, the Mega 12. 12 is great, biggest number you can get naturally. And we'll see how that plays out. It's still single combat actions here in the first 2 turns. Each location card representing 1 turn, of course. And it's his turn. He's going to go for a scout, or is he going to go for a straight up duel? Going to go straight into a blind duel, not even going to opt for a scout here, swinging with a 12, and with his Knight bonus, going to be striking for 12 plus 1 on his basic strike. Very powerful stuff here. Let's see how Stitch, the Vanguard, responds in a showdown. It's going to be 11 with a long strike. Okay, so that's the thing with HALFWISH, right? You know your own dice, but you don't know the enemy's dice. So what is... there is always that risk when it comes to attacking. Your opponent has 11 and he's played a long strike, which allows him to strike first. 11 minus 2, hitting him before you get a retaliation option. So you can see here on the math bar, minus 9, minus 4. Pretty big disadvantage health-wise for Milo. Both of them get a point each, but already at a health disadvantage, even though he got a whopping 12 there. Great counter-attack from Stitch, and which is why you sometimes don't see players attacking in the early turns because of their high-risk potential. But that's one of the big rolls out of the way. Let's see what happens here. Stitch is going to offer Parlay another truce. Got 20 seconds to decide on whether he wants to accept this or decline it. It is DV of 6, so not very good for our Knight here. He's going to accept the Parlay, and we're going to be cancelling out the 3rd location card and moving on to turn 4. So very, very quick game already, moving through the turns here. Both, of course, our testers are very, very familiar with this game. Milo going for a reroll after the parlay and try and get a better number under his belt. 6 to 7. Not the best, but the Knight bonus, once again, always going to be granting you that extra benefit. Of course, you got to watch out as the Vanguard does have a heavy strike still unused, so you have to be careful when using the block card because heavy strikes do bypass block. So Knight's one of their best strengths being able to strike and block in the basic actions pretty well. Right now we got a soup kitchen here from Milo. Very, very nice scout. Will reveal that both players are 7 or less. Hence, they both heal for 5 health. And Milo over there checking his opponent's deck realizes that, hey, this is a good opportunity to attack because 7 is the highest he could possibly be. And because of my Knight bonus plus 1, I should have an advantage in this fight. Assuming my opponent's even 7. So he's going to go for the read, and he does actually read correctly. Opponent's only at DV5 because the soup kitchen reveals that both players are 7 or less even before the cards are showed. So over here you can see on the math bar he's going to be landing quite a few solid hits here. 5 plus 3. Opponent's going to go for a HALFWISH, goes to 10. Opponent taking the chance here, rolls the dice for 10. Now does he respond? Milo going to go for his own HALFWISH as well, but he down rolls. He goes from 7 to 4. He tried to fix his DV, got worse results, and now he is looking to be, you know, facing a pretty tough spot here. He is attacking as well, so this failed attack is going to end up granting the enemy a lot more points. He will use a feint, allows him to bail out because of his bad roll on one of his actions. So he only takes a hit on the other side, loses 5 health. But because he was the attacker, he gives away a lot of points to Stitch. And Stitch is going to take a very early lead, 3-1. Milo almost at the halfway point in terms of health points. In this game, points matter the most. But if you die before then, it's over. So once again, Milo getting a pretty good roll, 10 DV. On the final turn of the round. After this, if both players survive, we will be moving into that upgrade round. But Milo, you know, he's looking at, yeah, he's trying to go over 50-50 because actions, they fight each other 1 for 1. So first, second. So he's trying to predict what's going to be. And it's a fog! That's why blind attacks are so risky. It's a fog, which will reduce his striking power by 4. And you can see hovering over there, he realizes DV's more than 9, strike for 4 less. So over here on the math bar, he will be, instead of getting a 10 plus 2, he's only getting a 10 minus 2, which basically gives the defender a point because the defender will not be taking damage. Stitch once again walking away with a freebie, but he's gonna pop the power here. He's thinking about it. Nope, time's out on the timer here, decides better against it. It would not give him too much benefit to burn that mana right now. He's, you know, there are a lot of powers you can use to swing rounds, but overall, you don't want to commit a power so early in the game here. And he will fall down even further, but as we reach the upgrade phase, and him being so far behind, he has that option of looking at these upgrades, whether he wants to go first or he wants to go second. And right now, we've got 5 options. We've got Challenging Strike, which allows you to transform the opposing action into a basic strike. Basically, kind of like a nullifier, evens the board out. Very, very powerful. You've got White Sweep that goes against, like counters evasion, but Vanguards don't really have evasion, so maybe not taking a look at that. Dark Wish, Half Wish upgrade, so upgrades your Half Wish to a very powerful ability that just matches your opponent's DV, but you have to pay half your life points to pick it. And then you got Overshield, which is actually selected here by our Stitch, our Vanguard player. So, funnily enough, Milo actually gave the first pick to Stitch, allowing Stitch to get first dibs, but it will reveal the upgrade he chose, and instead defaulting to second pick. Second pick gets to pick from the remaining 4, but in secret. So Stitch right now does not know which upgrade Milo opted for. So there's an opportunity to throw a sneaky one out there. The first turn of the round, not looking too good for Milo. He's got a DV of 2. He's going to try and roll that away. And Stitch, you know, he's got a 4-point lead right now. Milo might think about, you know, just chaining a couple of parlays, get some parlay points going. You know, if there are too many parlays back to back, lower points do get to crawl back in terms of the score. We got a loyalty card getting revealed here. This is a good treasure. We're in round 2, so winning loyalty card gets you 2 upgrades at the end of you know, this round, which, you know, could bring a very big advantage in round 3. Milo opting for the block, 8 plus 2, very solid, plus night bonus. Is going to be looking at 11 block here. Should block most things, unless Stitch is going for the heavy strike. I would think evade might be the safer choice here, but we'll see. He is probably going to commit, and he will get a heavy strike to his face there. That's going to be 13 and a very, very big damage. So that's one of the powers of the Vanguard. You never know if they're going to be throwing out heavy strikes, long strikes, a lot of possible actions here. So Milo already looking pretty bad in this match. They're 5 for 1 on the ropes, going to be dying, even giving that loyalty card over. Stitch stomping this match. 5-1 is the point score right now. And, you know, while it might be, you know, pretty easy to give out on Milo, there have been times we've been testing this game where comebacks happen. Milo just needs to be a little bit more careful in terms of how he plays out his cards, but his DV has been pretty solid. 8, 9, all very solid upper band DVs. Going to be accepting a scout here, Crumbling Runes. If a duel occurs here, players that do not play evade actions in the showdown take damage. And good news for you, Vanguards do not have basic evade actions. Great time for an attack here from Milo. He's going to go for the swing. He is going to have to remember to play an evade card though. Remember, oh, he didn't play an evade card. That's bad. Yep, he... Oh well, not playing an evade card makes him take 3 damage from the Crumbling Rune. So he is going to be taking that 3 damage, and that gives a point over to Stitch. Tried to go for the Challenging Strike, but it actually did not apply because Overshield cannot be transformed. So a great defensive play here. Great read from Stitch there, countering the Challenging Strike, and now been revealed. So Stitch knows it goes into your deck, so he will be ready for this in the next round. He did still manage to get some damage through through the Crumbling Runes as well as his second action. So, you know, Milo catching up, got 3 points now compared to the 6, but he's very low on health. One more sneeze and he's out. He's gonna need a big heal to bring him back into the game, down to the wire here, as we move into turn 4 of round 2. Remember, each game has 3 rounds, so there is still a total of 7 turns where things can happen. Opponent's gonna opt for a scout here. Milo's gonna accept, see what's behind this adventure card. It could be big, could be bad. Mysterious Runes, whoever reveals this can pay a point to swap both DVs. So Stitch, our Vanguard, can choose to pay a point to swap. Does he want to do it? It's kind of like the box and the carrot kind of situation. Does he want to swap? He does! He is going to go for the swap. What's it going to be? He's going to be swapping over a 6. We did not see what Milo have, but I think it was pretty bad. So Stitch essentially gave away a point for nothing. He's going to go for a parlay because he sees that this dice is not it. So they're going to be going for a parlay here, and we're going to go skip turn. Milo moving into the 5th turn and a treasure. Does he want to fight for this treasure? We'll see. 8 DV, respectable, not amazing, but respectable. It's a face down treasure. Does he go for the scout or does he just go for the face down parlay? Bait and attack maybe with double evades in hand, looking like a very strong defensive position, but attacking into a long strike could be fatal here. And even a scout could be risky as he could draw out a mimic that kills him. Hidden Cash, winner of the duel, scores a point and 4 health. So Milo could be looking to get some HP back, but like I said, running into a long strike will be disastrous. He is down to 3 health. Basically, any kind of damage with the 2 exposed heavy strikes that will be granting him is going to be fatal. So we have to see if Milo can survive against Stitch here. It's gonna be tight. I do not. Okay, I know. Never mind. Forget what I said. DV4 Stitch, horrendous roll. Here we'll see if he has any power cards. His Half-Wish should be spent if I'm not wrong. He did use it, or maybe it's still on the ropes here. But yeah, he decides to take it here. Stitch doesn't have any response, doesn't have any powers right now, and Hidden Cash will actually heal Milo back up. And now he's in the lead at the end of round 2, and Stitch down to 2 HP. A 23 health swing in the last round. Big momentum shift here from Milo. And suddenly our Knight players back on the board. He could be looking at a fight here. And because Stitch is now the current loser, he will actually swap to having the option of picking first or second. He's opted to pick first, go for the Chi Barrier, which is kind of like a block but with a life steal ability. Allows you to steal health based on your block, and if you heal a certain amount of health, you get a point. Milo here selecting a Adaptive Strike, which allows you to replace one of the basic actions in your deck. It allows you to replace a lot of the basic actions in your deck. Kind of let you tweak if you want to go more attacking or more defensive. But more importantly, Adaptive Strike is always going to strike for 9, so you don't have to rely on your roll. It's always a very high upper band in terms of an attack. We go into the final round. It started to rain, and both players are healed up from the post-round healing, and they got 10 health and 5 health respectively. It's very down to the wire now. And there's another attacking option here, attacking blind once again. We talked about this. Long strikes are a problem for Milo if he's not careful. He's going to go for the swing. Again, Adaptive Strike is always going to be striking for 9, so having this DV of 4 is not going to matter. It's a gem. Winner gets an extra point. So let's see what it is. It's going to be a Chi Barrier. Very nice call out here from Stitch. He is going to be blocking for 9, and as a result, will be getting he'll be getting an exact block here. Striking for 9, blocking for 9. He's going to be life stealing 9 health, so that is big. Healing an extra 9 here, going to 14, and because he healed more than 5, he will be getting an extra point from that as well. So he'll be scoring 2, and there you go. Look at that. Look at a point change, immediately swinging in his favor, getting that extra point from the gem as well. A 3-point swing in just a single turn. A pretty bad attack from Milo here. Very risky to even go for the attack. And Stitch, risking that heavy strike opportunity, but seeing a chance to lifesteal and get himself back into healthier ranges. Again, both players have not played any of their powers, so we'll see what the option is here. Is going to be a DV of 7 for Milo. He's going to scout. It's going to be a Hazard of Storm. During this turn, players at 10 DV or more take 5 damage. No one got struck by lightning, so it tells both players that both players' DVs are below 10 right now. So Stitch and Milo, they have this information to work with. Milo, seeing that his DV is 7, may not want to contest this, so he's going to go for a parlay. I think most likely going to go for a parlay here. There's no point risking this. He is now down on health and points. And if you see the little crown on Stitch's head, it shows that he has more, no, he's currently winning the game. So if the game was to end now, he would win because he has more points. Goal is always about points. You can kill your opponent, but it's always been about points. So even if you get there through parlays, you get there through playing super defensive, better, all power to you, because that is the main objective. So getting a roll of 5 here on turn 3, not the most healthy of rolls, but it does enable him to feint. But an instant attack coming in from Stitch here does not bode well. A Scry coming out here from Stitch. So Scry power card reveals your opponent's ability. Reveal your opponent's DV. So right now, he knows that his opponent is 5 DV, right? Stitch knows, you are weak, I'm going to punish. And Scry also offers the opportunity to parlay the fight, but Stitch says, you know what, this is looking like a fight I want to take. There's going to be flipping. A bounty hunter comes to both players and says, you guys can bid for my services. The loser takes 4 damage during the showdown, next turn. So there's going to be a 2 bids here. So alright, 2 points are paid by Stitch here. Whoever bid more wins the bid, and they will lose that many points and they'll get the effect. So the bounty hunter has been hired by Stitch. Next combat, Milo will be taking extra damage. But right now, managing to block pretty well with his knight, getting a 5+3 because of the knight bonus, being able to block even with 5 against the 8 power of Stitch. So a surprising win from Milo, managing to go back up to 7 over Stitch's 6 because he did pay 2 for the bounty hunter, and now the bounty hunter is active. So if there is a combat this fight, bounty hunter will be striking Milo here, so it has to be careful. And obviously Stitch is going to try and make full use of that bounty hunter. He is going to go for the attack. Sorry about that, guys. It's raining outside where I am, but very easy fight here for Stitch. He's going to enter combat, get that bounty hunter to snipe Milo here, take more points off his health, and it's gonna be Wandering Wildlife. So this is pretty scary. Whoever starts an attack here has to roll their dice, and immediately you can see Stitch did not plan to attack with a 5, but he was forced to re-roll because of the Wandering Wildlife face down hazard. So that's another reason to scout ahead of time, right? You gotta scout, you gotta make sure that you don't fall for this. And the Challenging Strike also going to be transforming his other upgrade, Feral Strike, into a basic strike, allowing Milo to win this duel and stay up at 8 points to Stitch's 7. And with both of them down to health, down to so low health, it could be a health elimination or it could be a point win. And Milo getting a DV12 on his last turn. Very big here. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. A half-wish coming out from Stitch. He's forced to attack because if this game goes to a parlay, it's over. Milo, he's going to try it for the 50-50. He has to avoid a heavy strike here. But 12 DV, very good for evade, very good for blocks. We'll see. It's a magic lamp. Winner of the duel scores the lamp. This could be big because a lamp is a tiebreaker in the event. Oh, in the event there is a tie in points, the lamp will tiebreak. But now, losing the 50-50, Stitch detecting a block here from the side of Milo. Yeah, he's gonna have to use the Side Blast here, try and reduce his DV down low enough so he doesn't do as much damage. 7 is okay. He still takes 9. He will be killed by this heavy strike because he decided to block into this, and Stitch, just to add insult to injury, will be throwing out his own Side Blast of his own, reducing Milo down to, oh wait, hold on. Nope, no, it's not enough. Reducing Milo down to 5, allowing him to feint the heavy strike, but long strike will now pierce the evade because you can only evade when your DV is 8 or higher. Milo will survive by points. Stitch will score 1 point from that point of damage, but he wins the lamp, which allows him to win the tiebreaker. A big final showdown there where all the spells were thrown out on the same turn, allowing Stitch the Vanguard to secure his win in the final phase of the game. That was a great example of how half-wish matches can just come down to the wire. Sometimes it all comes down to this, right? Stitch, our Vanguard player, was winning at the start. He had a really bad fight against Milo at the end of round 2, started losing the game, and then crawled himself back to the finish line on the final turn of round 3, allowing him to win the game by lamp tiebreaker. Not even by points, he won because he won the lamp at the end, which allowed him to break that tie and win the game. HALFWISH is really about improvising, playing on the spot. You also need to, the good players will strategize and plan ahead, which will make them, a different breed of player. But if you just want to play casual, roll the big numbers, you also can. Many different kind of play styles and many possibilities for you to discover as you play round and round and round again. And hopefully, as you can see from here, great competitive material. So we've reached the point in the video at the end where I promised I was going to tell you how to get early access. Go to our Discord, link's going to be down below. You can also check our website for more information. Alright, so it's still not too late. You can still join, be a productive part of our community, and make into our game as a character. That's all I can share for now, but stay tuned for more Zero Budget Dev Diaries with me, Lysander, as we build HALFWISH, a brand new genre of card game that hopefully solves a lot of the pain points that card gamers like myself have been facing for years. And we're super excited to show you guys this game. We hope to be able to launch this fully next year, but for now, stay tuned to all our channels. Stay tuned for gameplay clips coming in. Yeah, last but not least, tell your favorite streamer about this game and get them to read their emails because we'll have contacted them or something. So yeah, Zero Budget Dev Diaries.